And this time, this tip is specifically for newlyweds. So if you are engaged and about to get married, or you just recently got married, like this year, this summer, then, oh, this is totally for you. Here we go. I want you to think about the two things you need in order to be happy. Here they are: love and money. What? You're probably saying, oh, Kanae, they've already told us that love can't buy money can't buy happiness. They already told us that money can't buy love. So how is it that couples need love and money to be happy when those things don't bring happiness? Well, I am here to tell you that money can buy happiness and money can buy love. I'm going to show you a little bit here in this 5-minute activation, but I encourage you to put the Prosperity Club on your registry so that one of your loved ones can get you a membership to the Prosperity Club, so that you can get the 5-day Prosperity Challenge and the 7-day Crash Course in Prosperity, plus monthly activities and accountability. So I want to tell you this story about a couple that I worked with, and in telling you this story, I'll give you the two things. I'll give you a way to get to the two things to get on this path to happiness. So Jessica and Clay. Jessica and Clay, that's what we're calling them. They gave me permission to tell their story, but I don't want to use their real names. So Jessica and Clay met, and it was like love at first sight. They got engaged after 6 months. They got married after a year, and Clay's parents had a certain amount of money, but they weren't willing to pay for this wedding. One, because they didn't think it was gonna last, and two, because they believed that the the bride's parents should pay for the wedding. They should have been saving up for that. Well, Jessica's didn't come from money like Clay did, and so her parents didn't have enough. So Clay and Jessica ended up with $50,000 of debt paying for this wedding. That was helping to fly people in. That was, all the dresses and all kinds of stuff that go into weddings. And if you're planning your wedding, So what I helped Clay and Jessica with was, one, getting a handle on this debt. Where is the debt? It was over a few credit cards. There were some loans. And so they really need to just get a handle on the debt. And then two, put a plan together to pay off the debt, but not let the debt worry them. Because society has told you if you had debt, you're a bad person, sort of, right? It's in so many words. That's basically what they've said. If you have debt, you're a bad person. You're incompetent. You're stupid. You're a loser. But it's just not true. Sometimes you take on debt to get a wedding done. Sometimes you take on debt to graduate from school. There are reasons to take on debt. Now, I'm not an advocate for debt. I'm just saying if you have it, you're not a bad person and you can get out of debt, and it's no big deal. You just shift a little bit, and this is how you get on the path to happiness. So then the second thing we had to do was work on their communication, because they didn't want to get vulnerable with each other. They wanted to blame. Well, it's your fault, and it's your fault, and it's your fault. Well, why couldn't it be both their responsibility? Because they're married. So it doesn't matter whose fault it is. It's now both responsibility. So just take responsibility, and you do that by becoming vulnerable. I get that we decided to spend $50,000, and a lot of that might have been your dress and the flowers you wanted and whatever, but we also spent money to fly your aunt in and whoever, it all came together for our wedding. So, and the wedding debt wasn't the only debt. So we really put together a plan for the wedding and the other debt to pay it off. Some of that went into helping Clay understand his value, and work through the earn part of the money cycle to help him get a raise at work, but also get a promotion. So they worked with me for about a year, because the Prosperity Club is a year, but they did Prosperous Life Coaching, which is the second tier to the Prosperity Club. Now you can come into the Prosperity Club. You've got to come into the Prosperity Club first before you can go to Prosperous Life Coaching. But when they were going through the Prosperity Club, the first first thing that they had to decide, and I want you to decide this, and this is how you get on the path to happiness, is what is your idea of prosperity? What is your idea of prosperity? If you don't know, begin to think of it right now. Doesn't have to be what society told you it was. All it has to be is what you decide. And now you need to decide that separately first. And then you come together and have that conversation. So one person maybe have bigger numbers than the other, but another person may have peace and safe self-care in this idea of prosperity, and health and wellness. Maybe the idea of prosperity is generosity. Well, bring it all together, and that's when you come up with what I call the marriage money mission. And when you have your idea of prosperity and you bring it together, the marriage money mission becomes a lot easier to achieve. Now, we're not going to go deep into the marriage money mission. Just put a pin in that, and we'll come back to that. Not today, another day. So you got to keep watching me. Stay tuned to the Prosperity Report, especially these Money Monday 5-day activations. So the other thing that they had was, remember I talked about the blaming? Well, they both were like focusing on having the right partner rather than being the right partner. So if you're always doing your best, then you can have confidence that you are the right partner, and then your partner is also focusing on that. So then in turn, you end up taking care of each other so nicely. And then you suspend or release expectation. So don't expect them to be like you, because they're going to be good at something and you're going to be good at something. So here's the second tip. I want you to take the Money Mentality Quiz. Take the Money Mentality Quiz at KeneeQuarter.com/money-quiz. That way you can get to know your partner, strengths and challenges. Don't expect them to be like you, because your partner may have some really good, they may be good at earning money and maybe you're not so much, or they could be good at saving money and maybe you not so much, or maybe they're good at protecting the money and maybe you not so much, whatever. And maybe you're good at gifting or enjoying money. Whatever the case, you guys are both good at something. And when you take the Money Mentality Quiz, you'll know what that is. So I am going to put in the comments where you can take the Money Mentality Quiz, because I said it, KeneeQuarter.com/money-quiz. But I know that you might not know how to spell my name, or wait, you do, because it's in my profile, but that's okay. I'm still going to give it to you so we can end this, so you can get back to eating dinner or whatever it is that you do at this time of night. Hang out with your kids. All right, there you go. KeneeQuarter.com/money-quiz. So go there, take the Money Mentality Quiz, get to know your partner better, get to know yourself better. When you take the Money Mentality Quiz, it's going to give you this what do I want to call it? It's an understanding. That's the only word I can use. So it's going to give you this understanding of yourself. You're going to say, oh, that's why I've been doing that. Or you're going to say to your partner, oh, that's why you do that. Now you understand your partner is a spender or a saver or an enthusiast or a hero or an artist. Or maybe your partner's a president. Woohoo, that's awesome if your partner's a president. So you should first start with the Money Mentality Quiz. And when you take the Money Mentality Quiz, that helps you get on the path to happiness, because there's two things that you need in a marriage. That's love and money. So start planning your marriage like you planned your wedding. This is for my couples that are engaged and just recently married, my newlyweds. But I also want to say, yes. And I also want to say that even if you've been married a while, maybe you've been married 2 years or even 5 years, this can still help you. When you take the Money Mentality Quiz, you learn so much about yourself and your partner that it helps you narrow down some of the places where you can lean on your partner, and some of the places where you can lean on yourself, like your understanding, and say, hey, this is what I bring to the table.